Mm. My one broke in half. 안녕하세요 from Korea. Today we're making 애호박전. 애호박 is a type of sort of zucchini squash-like thing that looks like this. Here's half of one. It broke. Here's the other half. Here we go. So we're going to use this. We're going to make delicious Hobak-jeon. And jeon is basically a way of just frying it up. We're going to cover it with an egg batter and fry it in a pan. And it's going to make this beautiful side dish that is great with beer or, just as a healthy snack. Let's begin. Okay, so I've lived in Korea almost half my life now, and I still don't get the deal with 애호박. Is it zucchini? Is it a type of squash? I think I just don't know what a zucchini is, to be honest. It doesn't look the same as the one we use in New Zealand. It's a little bit lighter. It is like a sort of squash, but at the same time, it almost translates to zucchini, so it's a little bit confusing. But if you got something that looks like this, it'll taste delicious. Make sure you don't cut these too thinly or too thickly. So you want to be able to cook it through evenly and try and make sure they're all the same size in terms of thickness. Lay them out on a tray or wherever you need because we're going to salt them. By putting the salt on, it draws out the moisture as well as seasons them a little bit. Don't use too much, but make sure there's a little bit of salt on each one. And of course, make sure you get both sides. Now let them sit for about 10 minutes, and when you come back, have a look at this. You can see the water coming off them, and that's the moisture we want to get rid of so that when we cook them, they'll taste better. They'll also fry up a lot nicer. You don't want your batter to getting wet, won't stick, and you won't get the same consistency. You should do this whenever you're using any type of sort of egg wash batter. Try and get the moisture out of whatever you're doing, whether it's chicken or some kind of vegetable. And flip them over and get the other side. Use a paper towel, anything that you can get that water off. To get the flour, there's a lot of different ways. I just use the bag method. So get a plastic bag, put the flour in there, and then shake it up. Obviously, tie the top of it so the flour doesn't go everywhere. It's even better if you can get a little bit of an air pocket, and that way the flour will circulate quite evenly all over your delicious zucchini pieces. See, shaking. Get it, shake it up. Perfect. Fairly even, well covered. Little bit of salt in there, keeping in mind that you should have already salted your zucchini, so you don't want to put too much. You don't want these things to be too salty. Quick whisk, and this is the bath, so they've got flour on them. Now they're going to get egg on them. Sort of bang off some of that flour. Some of them might have a little bit of extra flour, look like this one here, so give it a bit of a shake, and then just throw them in. Now I'm doing these in their batches, so 6, and that's going to be 6 on a pan. To cook these things, get your pan ready, medium heat, not too high, not too low, with a little bit of oil. Once it turns golden brown on the bottom, they're ready to flip, and you don't want to burn them because you want them to look good, right? Now if you're just eating at home alone, then obviously don't worry too much, just make sure they're cooked. But these things are thin enough that they'll cook pretty quick. And there we go. For my dipping sauce, I just have some sesame with red chili peppers and a little bit of soy sauce. Perfect. Time to try them. See how easy it is, and this is a great little party dish. You put it with a beer or wine, or pretty much any meal you want to have in Korea. The perfect side dish. It's easy to make, and I highly recommend everyone give it a go. So let's try it out. Mmm. 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 Mmm.